But anyway, the rest of the team, like, what do you say about the rest of these playoff teams? Like 100 Thieves, apparently their AD carry couldn't survive actually playing a full split of LCS, so they had to go get Tomo. I mean, I don't know if I could have survived a whole split of playing with Ayla. That guy is deficient in every skill that you could be deficient in as a professional player. Sniper still got his weird picks, but he draws bans and can't play with the rest of his team. Quid is a fraudulent MVP. 100 Thieves is probably going to get bounced in the first round here by Dignitas.
Actually did sort of fall off a bit. You know, he's just not as good as he was last year.
100 Thieves, I think will lose to NRG too in the lower bracket. Like, I think this team is incredibly bad, and even as bad as 100 Thieves or as NRG is, at least they have a team of veteran players that is used
something
to
funny.
The crunch time here.
I'm not even going to do, like, you know what? You are actually lucky that it is 2024 100 Thieves, because if this was Thorin, even up to about maybe 2017, I would unleash a fucking righteous fury in this segment against 100 Thieves. Because you know, one thing I saw on Twitter, because you know, nowadays we all use the For You page, don't we? And it gives us people we don't even follow, just things that are relevant to what we're interested in as things to engage with and to draw the attention. I saw that fucking Golden Glue's mom uses Twitter, and if anyone ever suggests 100 Thieves isn't good, she's like the person who's sort of like, when they win against the bad team, like Immortals, she's like, so people were trash talking 100 Thieves, and it's like, you know what? You're so lucky. I'm in the period where I'm a little bit more mature. I understand that's someone's mother. I don't want to be disrespectful like that. You know, they haven't attacked me personally. I can let bygones be bygones. I can let sleeping dogs lie in this particular analogy. But I tell you what, the old Thorin, mate, I'd have just come straight head first into this motherfucker. I'd just be right in there, like, because that's the coach of that team, guys. Just because you loved it, it's a cool guy. He's in the gym. Can you actually like lift this team up and make them win games? What are we doing? Who picked this team? Also, I'm so bored. Here's the one thing I will say. There's a lot of coaches I have respect for in league. Please stop doing that thing where a player you worked with in an academy level or as a sub, but you would never put as a starter, gets the chance to come in at the end of the split when they do that stupid roster move when the team's broken. And you do those tweets like, oh, I'm so glad he's getting his chance. He's really good. And you're all good. If you all support him, he's going to be really excellent. And they all fail on their arse, go back down, and we all play the same little fucking record 2 years from now when they come back. It could be Tomo, could be Tomio, could be Tony to the Tiger. Fuck, it could be anyone. They're all shit. They're all shit to a man. There's about 2 players have ever been promoted in like 4 years that were any good. And the joke is they were like Parla Fox and contracts and were already in the bottom of the league. So they already had their chance. So there's no talent. This thing about you're not using NA talent. What NA talent? What talent? Don't say it. Here's how you know there's no NA talent, Monty. You wouldn't say you're not using NA talent. You'd say you're not using Tomo. You'd say it like you'd say the name, wouldn't you? But it's like that famous thing, you know, when people would always say the same thing. They'd be like, where are all the women on the broadcast? You know, you'd have said the name of the woman. You'd have said Shocks if she wasn't on the broadcast. You'd have said Law. You just go, why aren't there women? Which means you don't know who's in the league. You don't know who follows the game. So 100 Thieves is just a criminally bad teammate. Their name is appropriate. Except they're just, you know what? They're not 100 Thieves, though. They're 7 Thieves. They're 5 thieves who play the game and 2 thieves who coach. Oh, no, 8 thieves. You got the GM as well. You got the GM as well.
I mean, I think 100 Thieves is probably going to be out after this split. Like, you know, if it, you know, when the stipends start drying up or start going down,
let's just keep letting more teams leave, whittle it down, and at the end we'll just have like 4 teams, and we'll just play like skip the season. We'll just play playoffs immediately. We'll just start 40 GSL group.
We'll just send them over to Europe, and we'll get rid of the bottom European teams, and then we'll just have one Western League, and maybe it'll actually be high quality at that point in time. I'm down for this experiment. I don't need to watch any more, you know, Giant X Games. I don't need to watch that. I'd much rather see Team Liquid go to Europe. So fuck it.
I mean, we live in a world, right, where Ayla can be on all these top teams, but Ole can't. What are we doing at this point in time? You know what I mean? By the way, Ayla, go to Korea in a boot camp. Show me how high you can get on Korean solo queue. Let me see it. Let me see it. Show me it. Show me it, bro. Show me it. I don't believe. I'm an Ayla denier.
I don't think you can get Masters. I don't believe it. That's my theory. Maybe you get master. You couldn't get grandmaster.
I'm just going to say it as well. You know what? This is one thing that Dom tried calling people out for years ago, but I think he actually whiffed a little bit because they actually did hire some good people. I'm just going to say it. Ayla, you have all these gigs because nepotism and other Australian people hire you. Go look at the teams you've been in. Australian people hire you and are on the team and you get to be in the team as well. Who are you? Someone's fucking cousin or something? Are you like a billionaire's cousin? What are you doing? You're not. This reminds me of that vibe where like a dictator in the Middle East makes his son play and no one can say anything because they don't want to be executed or flogged after the game. And you have to just pretend you're good and that we're, this is totally fine. The Emperor definitely has clothes. Ayla is a good player and I enjoyed playing with it. This is garbage, mate. This is garbage. How's this guy had a career this long? That's the thing I don't get. It's the length. Bro, the length of his career doesn't even make sense. He's been on FlyQuest, Evil Geniuses, 100 Thieves. How? He's 24 years old.
New teams keep talking about that.
I got to do that for once. I got to be the guy. He's 24 years old. 24-year-old man. 24-year-old man playing like this. I got to do it for once. Exactly. Even the clown got to laugh. Brilliant. And his name is fucking Bill Nguyen. Yeah, when? Because that's what you say in your team. You're not worried about winning the league. You're like, my Bill, when? When do you pay that fucking salary? Because that's all I'm here for, is to steal that motherfucking check home. I tell you what, the greatest trick Ayla ever pulled was making people believe he existed as a support player. Fucking insane, man. And his contract expires at the end of next year.
No, his contract will expire when 100 Thieves liquidates their spot and they sell it back to Riot. That's what's going to happen. That's gonna. I mean, look. The joke is that even Nadeshot has bailed on 100 Thieves. He literally, after all. By the way, Thorin, after all of the hoopla of Nadeshot being like, "Look at our cool Los Angeles 100 Thieves compound, and we're LA, baby." Meanwhile, it's just like literally in like a industrial park, sort of outside of Culver City on Jefferson, which is just a wasteland of a road. I guess it's not in a cool part of LA, guys, at all. In spite of all of that, did you see recently? He's just like, I'm moving to Texas. Goodbye. It's like, really? I thought you were building this huge brand with 100 Thieves. I thought the 100 Thieves compound was like so fucking important. No, you're just gone. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Definitely going well over there. Definitely going well.
He's one of those dickheads who's like, now California is all ruined because of the things I voted for and the policies I supported. I'm going to go to Texas and turn that blue so that can become shit there. After that, maybe I'll move to like Atlanta or something like, you never learn. You never learn, motherfuckers. You never stick around. Also, I'm just going to say this right now. If you go back 4 or 5 years, 100 Thieves was a really well-represented team in a bunch of games. Does anyone know a major esport where 100 Thieves is relevant? Like, I don't follow COD, so I guess that might be the only one. I don't know.
I don't even know if they're still in COD.
They don't have a CS team. League of Legends is dog shit. What's left?
Do they still have LA Thieves? I guess they still have LA Thieves in CDL.
I'm assuming they have
a Valorant team. They do have a Valorant team.
The Valorant team isn't good, mate. The Valorant team was only good in the first year of
they have a bad League of Legends team. They have a COD team and they have Valorant. They sold their energy drink business. I don't know if they still own High Ground, that keyboard company, but they sold. I think they sold off their developer, because remember they were going to be making a cool new video game that vanished. They lost the CEO of the company, who was the one who was actually running things. The investment level of this team, and I assume they're just going to cut their losses with League of Legends, but I mean, it doesn't seem like even Nadeshot wants to be in the facility they built anymore, which is just wild. Like, you would think that if he was going to make people be in LA to work, that he would be the CEO who sticks around and uses the super cool facility that he was totally enamored with. Apparently not. It's absolutely wild. So I don't know. 100 Thieves seems like it's a total train wreck at this point in time. They're selling all their assets. I would be shocked. My one disappointment, Thorin, is that I have to watch them play at least 2 playoff series, because I would love if I had just already seen my last 100 Thieves game of all time. Like, fuck this org.
Oh, no, that's what's hilarious. They implemented double a limb, all best of 5s, right at the era when the league completely shriveled up and has nothing left in terms of substance. If you'd have had this format in like 2016, it would be amazing, mate. We'd have had the best games ever. Now it's just like you say, it's just a chore. There's just going to be 4 or 5 BO5s you're probably going to skip or just suffer through.
Yeah, and look, I think if I had to pick, I don't think that NRG is going to cash out. Like, they need to get rid of two teams. I think those teams will be Immortals and 100 Thieves, because look, I don't hate Immortals because Immortals never pretended. They never tried to hype me up. Like, we know what Immortals was. It was a naked attempt to, run at minimum because Riot has a bad business model. And there wasn't a tangible difference between being 10th place and 4th place in LCS. So why spend money? Like, people blame Immortals, but blame Riot for making this really shit business partnership that didn't incentivize teams to do well. And I don't think it's smart business to spend a huge amount on rosters that were not going to be competitive to go to Worlds, which is the only way you could really increase your sponsorship money. You could say the same thing kind of about Dignitas in a way. But NRG, they're new to this league, as they didn't buy, they absorbed, CLG by giving them equity within NRG, by giving Madison Square Garden equity. I don't think there was cash that exchanged hands there. So but they're recent enough. They're not going away. Shopify just bought into the league. So why would they leave? They would literally lose a fuck ton of money. So they're still going to be diluted enough to want to keep this spot. NRG didn't lose money. And in fact, I would wager that NRG has probably been profitable, because by cutting all of those coaches and having this group of players, I think probably with the stipend, they were running at a profit this year. So why do they care, really? And so it leaves Dignitas, which I don't think, after investing like they did this year, is likely to remove themselves from the league. And then there's 100 Thieves. So, I mean, my guess, and FlyQuest and Cloud9 and Team Liquid are not going to do that after the investments that they've made. So I think that it's probably going to be Immortals and 100 Thieves that are out.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.